So when it comes to buying a house, we're all faced with three very important questions. Should I buy a new house or an old house? How much can I afford to spend on it? And is it haunted by a juvenile milkmaid from the 1400s? I have very little exorcism experience, so in today's video we're just going to focus on that first question, and based on the experience of people who have bought new builds and people who have bought old houses, we're going to consider the pros and cons of each option. This way you can hopefully get a sense for which option suits your circumstances and desires a little better. Now, to get our data on this matter, we're going to consult Reddit. If you ever have a question in life, I feel like the best way to get an answer from a real human being who may shower less than the average person is to type your question into Google followed by Reddit. This helps you avoid all of the disastrous AI muck that comes up in the search results these days and puts you straight on to answers from real human beings. Oh, and I should say this is going to be more of a UK centered debate because that's where I'm from. So if you're from somewhere else, feel free to leave a hate comment. No, please don't do that actually. If you live somewhere else, just let us know what the circumstances are in your country on the whole new build versus old house discussion. I mean, I'd certainly be interested to see how this differs around the world. So one of the arguments that always pops up in the whole new build versus old houses debate is the notion that old houses are always so much better quality than new houses. And to be fair, this might actually be partially true. On average, the old houses that surround us these days might genuinely be better quality than the new builds that are going up, but there is an important reason why that is. After reading a bunch of threads on the topic of new builds versus old houses, an argument that came up quite a lot which challenged that notion that old houses are always better than new builds was that this could be explained with survivorship bias. Because a lot of the old, poorly constructed buildings have either been ripped down or just crumbled over time, the only old houses that survive and sort of make it to modern day are the ones that were either much better constructed or much more well maintained, and that kind of gives the false impression that building standards must have been way better back in the day because the only old houses that we're exposed to these days are the sort of cream of the crop. So it's probably not the case that old houses are always better than new builds, but rather better quality old houses have survived the test of time to actually make it into this argument. So having consulted the Reddit archives, I found that there was 3 points that consistently came up as to why people might opt for old houses rather than a new build. First, probably quite unsurprisingly, there is the charm and character of old houses. When I look at the street that I grew up on, a lot of these houses are from the 1700s and each one is very unique. It's got its own character, it's got its own design, its own layout, and you just can't really get that with new builds, which by and large, when they're all thrown up at the same time, all kind of look the same. However, I'm going to try and play devil's advocate to each argument. The caveat with this charm and uniqueness is that it's not simply limited to the outside and just the look of the house, but also in the construction methods used to create it. Certainly in the old houses that I've lived in, the walls are never straight. The wiring inside the walls can tend to be a bit and there's more than likely going to be a bit of dodgy DIY that's been done over the hundreds of years that the house has been standing. I guess the risk of these kind of things cropping up over time is just something that a lot of people, including myself, accept as a necessary evil when it comes to pursuing these old character-filled properties. The second point that was quite consistently raised in favour of old houses was their spaciousness. Compared to new builds, a lot of older houses have bigger rooms, higher ceilings, and larger gardens. And on the topic of gardens, a comment that popped up quite a lot, which was a little bit surprising to me, was people saying that in new builds, a lot of the builders on these building sites, when they're making these new build estates, will just kind of bury stuff in the garden, like waste materials from the construction. So that was something that I'd never heard about before or experienced, but enough people raised that point where I felt it was worth raising here. I don't really know what the downside of that is. I guess it's not great. Saying that, old houses will have a lot of stuff buried in their gardens as well. I mean, at my parents', I'm pretty sure my hamster is buried in the garden, so Yeah, rest in peace, Norris. The third point that people raised consistently in favour of old houses was their potential for expansion and development. So this kind of means stuff like adding extra living space to your house, but also adding extra value to your house. Because new builds are maybe a little bit more constricted with the plot size and what you can actually expand, because I guess they're designed in a way where they make the best use of the space, which is a good thing because they're making the best use of the space. It does mean that you're pretty limited in what you can do in terms of expansion and increase in value of a new build. So if you're the kind of person that likes to upgrade your house, expand, and likes the idea of adding value to your house, then old houses are probably going to be a better option for you on this front. Now, in one of these threads, I stumbled across one comment in particular, which was very interesting. So I'm going to read it out. Okay, this comment was from James and the Giant Peach Lookalike. Interesting. And they said, I don't have anything to add to the new house versus old house discussion, but I feel it's important to tell you about the best VPN on planet Earth and why you should be using them. Okay, I'm listening. Apparently, according to James and the Giant Peach Lookalike, the best VPN on planet Earth is Nord because they're the fastest VPN on the market. They let you use up to 10 devices with one account, have a 30-day money-back guarantee, and with the special link nordvpn.com/George Dunnett, you can get a 2-year plan with an extra 4 months free, meaning this deal ends up being just a handful of pennies a day. Okay, you got me. I'm James and the Giant Peach Lookalike. But genuinely, I've been using Nord for many years now. One of my favourite use cases for them is with the streaming services that I use. I sometimes get a bit bored of the films and TV shows that are on there in the UK, so with just one click I can change my location to anywhere else in the world and browse a new selection of TV shows and films. Beyond accessing additional content, using Nord allows you to bypass online censorship and access websites blocked by our government overlords. Plus, with Nord, you can improve your online privacy and browse like no one's watching. Because using Nord changes your IP address and virtual location, it makes it more difficult for websites, advertisers, and even your internet service provider to track your moves online. So once again, to get access to the best Nord deal you can get, go to nordvpn.com/George Dunnett, where you can get a 2-year plan with a bonus 4 months extra for free. Again, this comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it without any risk. Now, on the other side of the whole new build versus old house debate, there are several areas where new builds pretty consistently come out on top. Definitely most notably, when it comes to the efficiency of new builds, they're just kind of streets ahead of old houses. Modern heating systems, solar panels as standard in a lot of cases, and proper insulation all mean that new builds are more efficient and therefore much cheaper to run than old inefficient houses. Under the pros of old houses, one of the points that I did raise was that they tend to have higher ceilings and bigger rooms, which is all well and good for the experience of the space, but when it's uninsulated and being heated with an outdated system, that is quite an inefficient and costly experience. I mean, on the topic of efficiency and up-to-dateness, I've had personal experience of this with the 300-year-old house / flat that I recently renovated. For those of you that followed along with my renovation, you'll know that when I pulled back the walls, it was just insulated with sheets of polystyrene, which is not good at all. And in some areas, because of just how inefficient this was, it led to issues with damp. So this is definitely an area where the up-to-dateness of new builds kind of laughs in the faces of old houses. In line with that point of up-to-dateness, a big attraction of new builds is that when it goes well, and I know that's not always the case because some builders are better than others, some builders cut corners and will lead people to ending up with a bit of a nightmare new build, but when the new build goes well, you move in and you just have a house that works. You'll have a new roof, you'll have up-to-date wiring, suitable plumbing, and in the cases where things haven't gone quite right, I'm pretty sure most new builds come with a 2-year warranty as standard, where the builder has to come back and fix any snagging issues that were a result of their mess-ups. With old houses, that's just not the case. You never really know what's going to go wrong or when it's going to go wrong, and when it does go wrong, you're just kind of on the hook for it. Of course, you can get inspections and surveys to make sure that everything's kosher before you buy it, but still, things do go wrong. And again, that has been my experience. Within the first year of buying this place, I had to replace the boiler and replace the roof, and combined that definitely cost over £10,000, which was not brilliant. When it comes to the costs of new builds versus old houses, the fairly simplified assessment of this that people tend to parrot is that new builds might cost more up front, but will cost less to run and less to maintain. Whereas old houses, you might save a little bit of money up front because they need work done, but the money you save will go towards renovating, upgrading, repairing, and running it over time. Like I said, they're typically less efficient, so some of the money you save will just go into higher heating costs. The other thing is that old houses, it's kind of unpredictable how much the repair, fixing and renovation costs might end up being if anything goes terribly wrong. So it's maybe something to consider if you're on a strict budget and don't want to just kind of dig yourself into a hole with expenses. So far, a lot of the points that people have raised in these threads have been on the actual quality of the builds and experience of just living in the house. But another point that's very important to consider, which goes out with your house walls, is the local community and infrastructure. And this is an area where a lot of people have concerns about new builds. I saw a couple of comments on this, one of them which said, it's all very well building 500 new homes, but how does it work when there's not enough schools, doctors and roads? This is pretty much word for word something I've seen in my local towns, whereby new build estates have gone up, but no extra doctors or schools have been added to accommodate for this inflated population. So I don't know what the answer is there. Another very British take on this point was from someone who said, I see a lot of new builds now on the fringes of towns with absolutely no infrastructure, like having to drive 2 to 3 miles for a pint of milk. This is a key metric for my selection of house location. If we run out of milk, how much of a drama is it to get a pint of milk to make tea? So that's food for thought, or milk for thought, I guess. Personally, I think I'll always be more drawn to old houses just because it's what I'm used to, but I'm also just drawn to that quirky character and charm, and also the potential for development. Obviously, I quite like renovating houses, so it's one that works for me. But I'd be interested to hear what everyone else's experiences are. If you have a new build or an old house, or perhaps you've owned both, I'd be very interested to hear what your experience has been, the pros and cons of each. And like I said at the very top of the video, if you live somewhere else in the world outside of the UK where there are very different pros and cons to new builds and old houses, I'd be very interested to hear what your experience and thoughts on the matter are. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate you leaving a like and subscribing for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.